Welcome to the weekly Astro Weather with Delana. If you haven't guessed, I'm Delana. Some of you might know me from my other podcast, Moon Matters, and some of you might be hearing this disembodied voice for the very first time. Either way, I'm stoked you're here. On my other podcast, I put on my teacher hat and I give lectures about astrology. I teach about a wide variety of astrological subjects as a means to empower others to use astrology on their own. On this podcast, I'm getting to put on my storm chaser hat, only I'm not chasing twisters, I'm chasing astrological currents. This weekly weather show is my personal playground to deliver astro weather right to your brain on a regular basis. I look at what the planets are doing for the coming week, and then I create a fun, relatable, yet highly informational forecast for you. As a professional astrologer, I feel like it's my job to take all the confusing astrological jargon and distill it down into something workable and relatable to our everyday lives. So that's what I've done with this podcast. New episodes drop every Sunday and are meant to be a helpful guide for the astrological energy that's headed our way. Some weeks are going to feel like sunny, perfect moments, and others are going to be filled with storms and high winds. Whatever the weather, I'm here to decode it and help you understand the planetary influences at hand. I do want to take the time to mention that the forecasts that I give are general. I highly recommend that you take what I say and apply it to your personal chart. Natal charts are always going to be king. They're always going to be the number one. So taking the forecast and looking at your personal placements, that's actually going to give you the best idea of what the week is really going to be like for you. In general, though, my forecasts can be listened to get the gist of what the week holds, and then you're going to take it and apply it accordingly. If you're like, but Delana, I don't really want to do that. I'm not good at that. That's not something I want to do. I have a solution. If you're looking for something that's beyond the general astro weather, I do have a zine, a magazine, for those of you that aren't in the know, a zine. I have a zine that offers personalized weekly horoscopes for my patrons. So if you're wanting a deeper dive into how the astro weather is going to impact you, consider signing up for patron content through my website, moonmattersastrology.com, and through Patreon by searching Moon Matters. Either one works. They're the same offering, same thing, just different platforms for whatever you prefer. My zine also has monthly horoscopes for new and full moons, as well as retrograde guides for all of the traditional planets, plus Chiron. I like to throw Chiron in there just because. All the information about Moon Matters magazine and patron plans in general can be found on my website or on Patreon. So don't be shy. And check it out if you're wanting a more customized experience. And also, my patrons support this podcast and Moon Matters astrology podcast. All my podcasts will always be free. They will never be behind paywalls. I will never subject you to horrible mattress or vitamin ads. That's not my style. I don't do that. This is a fully patron-funded thing. So thank you, patrons. Like I said before, I'm a professional astrologer. I'm actively working with people from all over the world. So if you like my style and you want to get a reading from me, my website is the place to do that. It's the only place to do that. I don't have social media. It's a hellscape. I don't vibe with it. It's not my thing. If you see Moon Matters on social media, it's either a dead account or it's a scam. My website and my email list, those are the best and only ways to stay in contact with me, up to date with my work, and to work with me. I will say I'm not super great at introducing myself. That's why I have this Meet the Forecaster episode, so I'm kind of forced to do so. You will learn more about me as the weeks go on, but since this is the Meet the Forecaster episode, I'm going to say a few things about myself. As I've said many times now, I'm a professional astrologer. I wasn't always, though. This wasn't always the thing that I aspired to do, but here we are, here I am. Before I went ahead and made astrology my full-time gig, I was actually a scientist for over a decade. I worked in the field of entomology, and I'd like to think that my time in the lab and my time studying science really helped me gain a strong pattern recognition and the ability to convey information in a straightforward and easy to comprehend kind of way. And that's another thing you should know about me. I don't do fluff. It's not my style. I don't do fluff. I'm not good at adding an extra or just, fluff. That's what they called it in school. They're like, that's fluff. Don't write that. All the time reading scholarly articles or having to write scientific papers kind of beat the fluff out of me. I'm still creative and whimsy and fun, and I can tell a story. I'm a Sagittarius. That's what we do. We tell stories. But I'm not great at just adding in fluff for the sake of fluff. So when you listen to my forecasts, when you read my Patreon content, you're getting the good stuff. I'm giving it to you straight, and that's it. There's no side dishes here. These are main courses only. I'm also a third houser, if we're talking astrologically speaking, which means I love storytelling, teaching, and conveying information. My Sagittarius stellium resides in the third house, and it's made me both an eternal student and a hopeful teacher. So again, while I don't do fluff, I still love telling an animated and fun story, and that's what I'm doing with these forecasts. I'm hopefully just giving you a fun story, but also making it an informative one as well. I'm a Libra rising and an Aries moon, in case anybody wants that info. My desire to share information and empower others is really why I do this work. You're also going to see in my forecasts that I use astrological jargon, but also a good mix of that relatable storytelling that I've been talking about. I'm not here to doubt your intelligence. I'm here to empower you and teach you astrology. Yes, you're going to hear me use astrological jargon like Jupiter Cazimi, Saturn trine Mars. I'm going to use that, but I'm also going to then weave the story in and actually explain things to you and then relate it back to our human experience. So this is to both give you the rundown of the weekly weather, but then also teach you through osmosis and immersion. The more you hear these things, like trine, Cazimi, the more confident you'll be in understanding those concepts, and then the more empowered you'll be to speak on them for yourself and dictate the weather to yourself, to look at your chart and be like, yeah, I do see that Saturn trine Mars in Cancer and Scorpio. I see how that's coming together for me now in these realms of my life. So yes, I want you to listen to me and I want you to enjoy the forecast and the weather, but I also want you to learn and embrace these concepts so you can feel confident using them yourself. I'm never going to dictate things at you. I'm just here to tell you the story of the energy that's happening around us and then allowing you to choose how you interact with it. This comes from me being a practicing Stoic. I say practicing Stoic because Stoicism is the philosophy in which I live my life by. So I practice Stoicism daily. So it also highly informs my astrological worldview. Stoicism is near and dear to my heart. I believe deeply, I mean so deeply in fate. I'm so steeped in fate, it's unreal. The teabag of fate has been steeped too long with me because I trust in fate. And you can call that whatever you want, universe, spirit, whatever it is for you. But for me, fate, the concept of fate is everything to me. So Stoicism is near and dear. So rather than tell you, oh my gosh, we're all doomed this week, Saturn is going to poo-poo on us all, you'll likely hear me say, it's going to be a turbulent week, or there's going to be friction or intensity in this realm of our lives that is urging us to step up and take action. So whether you decide to embrace or reject that energy or even ignore that energy is up to you. I'm just the forecaster. Thank you for stopping by this first episode and listening to me ramble about the bones of the podcast and doing a horrible job at introducing myself. Since I'm not on social media, this is my way of staying in contact with everyone, while also providing high-quality astrological content that I really do stand behind. One of my main gripes about social media that I could just go on and on about, drone on about for days, is that I feel like social media and the astrology that I used to see on social media, I don't think it's super helpful. I think it's a little rude, and I don't think it's helpful to condense the ancient art of astrology, the ancient practice of astrology, down to 140 characters or 60-second clickbait sound bites. I want to be able to deliver quality content that doesn't rely on fear-mongering or, again, clickbaity tactics to get you to engage. If you're listening to this disembodied voice right now, it's because I know you want to be here. An algorithm didn't lead you here. You weren't served this on your For You page. Maybe you were. I don't know. Maybe it did get there somehow. But I didn't consciously try to do that. That's not my thing. Hopefully, a squirrel led you here, or a friend of a friend told you to come here, or you just somehow liked the artwork and here you are. If you're here, I know it's because you chose to be here, and that's what I want, because I appreciate your time and attention more than you know, and I'm always going to try to deliver the highest quality astrological content that I can. I hope these podcasts serve you well, and that my disembodied voice becomes a familiar friend. If you want more astrological content, including those weekly personalized horoscopes I talked about, go to my website, moonmattersastrology.com, or you can find me on Patreon by searching Moon Matters. The best way to keep up to date with my work or to work with me is to sign up for my mailing list on my website. Take care, and later days.